Hello students, good morning. Once again this is Titus from Shalom Classes. This lecture will be delivered in English. The previous lecture was in Hindi. So today I am going to present chapter number 5 from the book of Movement as for 9th class or CBSE board. So the title of the chapter or the title of the lesson is The Happy Prince. Once upon a time there was a city, or in that city a very big statue was there. That statue was named as Happy Prince. Why the statue was named as Happy Prince? Because when the prince was alive, he never felt in his heart sorrow and sad or sufferings. According to his word, as he says to the swallow, that even the sorrow and sad, there is no permission enter to the king palace. But after his death, so there was a statue of him, and that statue was built with very costlier, and there is a sword. In that sword there is a ruby, and his eyes both made by pearls, and his full body that was covered with plates of gold. So, and it was placed in a high place where there is clear sky, there is sunshine, and where there is fresh air. And on that place, where he stood, he can watch to the city, and he can watch to the people. And by looking them, he was not happy, and always he was crying when he was looking. He want to help to the people, but there is no way to go because he is not able to walk. He want to reach the people, but it is impossible to him to reach the people. In the meantime, in his mind, he wants to have a messenger, but there was no messenger. It was a time when there is a period of migration of birds. Okay, you know that when there is a time of cold in a particular country, birds are migrating to other country to survive themselves from the heaviest cold. Okay, like the same way as Shalom, he was also preparing himself to going for Egypt. But somehow he went to the particular place where the prince was stood, and just before 6 weeks, his all friends they have gone to Egypt, and the weather of Egypt is very nice rather than his own country. So that is why he wanted to go there, but somehow he has seen there is a big statue, and there is now cold wind, and he wanted to take rest, under the lake of the prince. Just as he sat down there, so a drop of water fell upon him. Then he began to think, there is no rain. Why are this drop of water has fallen upon me? Then he has seen the statue is crying, and there is a lot of tear that is blowing from its eyes, and stepping the drop onto the ground, and somehow that a tear fell upon the swallow. Then the swallow asked him, "Who are you, and why are you crying? What is the reason you are crying?" Then he says about his whole story, that once upon a time he was a very happy prince, and he was living his life with joyfully. He was living his life with on a very happy, and he had a very happiest life. He never experienced suffering, sorrow, sad, starvation, poverty, etc. The poverty and the suffering, or the sorrow and shadow, they were not permitted to enter to the king's palace. That is why he was away from such condition. But now when he looked to the people, they are suffering with a very pathetic condition. He cannot bear that himself, and he began to cry. That is why he wants to have a messenger. So he asked to the swallow that he should be his messenger. Day by day he says, you should stay one night, you should stay one night, like the way he has taken many nights from him. Then he said that I have seen a woman, one who is embroidering, and his son is shivering with high fever. It was ordered by the princess to make a design of her dress. She is working that at the same time she has no money to take medicine for her child. So that was very pathetic condition. I cannot see the situation. You take a ruby that is placed on my sword and drop that to the woman, that she can survive. So the swallow was agreed, and he said that only one night he would stay with him. But the prince was very happy and said, yes, only one night. You just do this work, then you come back. The swallow went to there and dropped the ruby, and the woman became very happy, and whatever the need, she purchased, and she purchased the medicine, and every aspect of whatever she supposed to get, she got by that ruby. Then after, the swallow came, and just he went to churchyard and some other places to move, and once again she came to the night time, and he says that goodbye, now I am ready to go Egypt. Then once again prince said, oh little swallow, can you stay one more night with me? He was about to leave the place, but once again he was requested by the prince that he should stay one more night for him. Then the second incident is there. There was a playwriter, and his body or lips just like a color pomegranate, but full of red. And there was a very heavy cold, and due to that reason, the playwriter couldn't complete his writings. If he will not complete his writing, so play will be delayed, and if the play will be delayed, his payment will be not sanctioned by the director, and his condition will be very bad. The problem is that there was heavy cold, and he needs some fire. By the warmth of the fire, as he could complete his writing, but he had no money. He had no money to purchase that. Such way he is suffering. Then the prince said, take my eyes, one of my eye, because this eye made by pearls, that is also very precious stone, and that was brought from India. He said like this, and when it heard, the swallow heard, it began to cry. It is impossible to snatch out your eye from your body. That's very difficult and that's very painful for me. I cannot snatch out. But the prince said, you must have to do, because the life of the playwriter is more important rather than mine. Very sadly, it plucked one eye and went to the playwriter, young playwriter, and put that, put that. By that time, he was going there, and he was watching on many, incident that some of as he was playing over the palace, and they were dancing and they were singing, there were parties, and the princess, she came to balcony and was saying that somebody is making her dress, but timely it wasn't reached here. That was the same thing. And second incident, also he was flying over the city, and he was watching many things, and finally he reached, and there was a hole on the roof of his house, and dropped that sparrow eye. Then also he came back. At the same time, he was ready to go Egypt. Morning time, he went some harbor, and he roamed here and there. At the same night time, once again he came, and just he was ready to move toward Egypt. And once again the prince requested him, Swallow, can you stay one more night for me? That was something difficult for her. He said that the cold is day by day increasing. My friends, they went before 6 weeks, but now I am getting late over here. So anyway, one night I will stay with you. Then the prince said, there is a little girl, one who was selling matches. But somehow all the matches spoiled, and she has barefoot, and there is nothing to her for wear. If she would go with the empty hand, definitely his father will punish him. That is why you can take another eye from me and drop to the little girl. That was also very shocked. That was also very difficult time and very tragedy time for him to pluck out another eye from the prince. Somehow she plucked and took the eye and put that before the girl. Then after, when he came back, then he asked, Swallow, now my both eyes have been donated to the people. Now I don't have any eye. I can't see anything else. Okay, so you see and you say, what is going on there? Then the swallow roamed throughout the city, then finally came back, and it said to him that the rich people, they are marrying, they are dancing, they are enjoying, they have good life, everything is well. But the poor people, they are very, very suffering. They have no food to eat. There is no work for them to do. The children are crying. The children are shouting for the food. The starvation is increasing in the people. The beggars were, they are casting by the wealthy people, and even they are not permitting to sit under the shade of the rich people. The condition is that in that city. Then the prince said, you can stay one more night, and he requested to him and said, tear my all the skin that is made by gold, and distribute to the people. That was also very sadful time or sadful moment for him. One by one he told. One by one he told. Okay, then piece by piece, it distributed to the beggars and the poor people, those who are struggling with starvation, those who are struggling with poverty, those who are struggling with hungriness. He gave all these things to them. Finally, when swallow come back, it has night time. The swallow wanted to have one place. He went to some bakery shop. He went to a baker that he would pay attention and give something one places. But there she couldn't get. The cold was very heavy. She came once again and said to the prince, "Oh prince, I don't want to leave you, but my time has come to leave. There is so cold." The prince said, "You go." But the swallow said, "Before that, I want to kiss your hand. I love you very much because you are a very wonderful person." Then prince said, "I also love to you, and you kiss my lip." Okay. The swallow kissed his lip and said, "Goodbye." So here the prince go to Egypt, but he says there is no time to go Egypt because of the cold. I am going to die. This is one of the, a long time sleeping for me. As he said that and fell under his feet and died. On the morning time, when the government officers, they have come there, they have seen there is a dead swallow, and the prince become very ugly. There is no eye, there is no ruby. The body was, skin was snatched out from him, and that was very ugly. And some clerk and officers of university, they have said, somebody said that we should have put that in the furnace, but somebody said no, that is something precious thing. We should not put that in furnace, but we should throw it just like a dust or garbage. In this story we have seen two major things. One is alive, but he was helpful for the poor people. He assisted with the prince, the small swallow. Even it was very small, but it has done a great work. The prince, happy prince, once he had no experience of sad and sorrow, but after his death he has seen how the people are suffering. That is why one by one his body part he donated to the poor people and to the needy people. Now he has nothing to offer. Both of them were working and were sacrificing their life for the people and for the public or for the society or for their city. So that thing will be remembered in heaven, and both of them, they will be given prize when they will go to the paradise. So finally what the writer says like this. So the statement directly I want to read for you. Bring me the two most precious things in the city. Means God is saying that, said God to one of his angels, and the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. You have rightly chosen, said God. For in my garden of paradise, this little bird shall sing forevermore, and in my city of gold, the happy prince shall praise me. Both of them had a good prize and good reward in heaven. The bird will sing always in the paradise, okay, and in the golden city, the prince always prays to God. That was very wonderful for them. So before leaving, I would like to request you, if you are satisfied, make a like button, or if yet you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you. May God bless you. Have a good day.